Welcome everyone, Alessandro here. Sorry about that. So take two. We started the video and the camera sort of ended up sideways. So you were looking at me. I don't want you to get a bad neck. So now I think the camera is okay. Welcome. Put in the comments where you're joining from, any questions you might have. But the theme of the evening is how to calm an anxious mind. And I think it's a very relevant theme at the moment because we're all going through this pandemic time, very tricky time, and I would love to share a few tips on what we can do to settle the mind and, you know, rebalance and calm our energy. We are an energy system. I've been practicing Qigong, many of you know, for over 30 years. And Qigong is this idea of connecting our human energy to the universal energy, allowing it to flow through the body, around the body, wherever is needed. And we're going to do some short practice to actually help us to settle the energy, calm the mind. And I'll just repeat what I said earlier, but I think the video was cut off. So, you know, the mind often is referred to as a monkey mind because it's going off anywhere. You know, it's just wild. And most of our time is spent thinking about the past or worrying about the future. So if we're truly present right now, put your feet flat on the ground, just sense this grounding feeling, the whole physical body grounded. If you're sitting on a chair, just sit towards the front more so the spine is straight. We're going to have a mini short practice. I'm going to read some ancient wisdom from the Tao Te Ching, which will be interesting. And sometimes it's good to read, you know, some of the sages or the masters, because when you read these timeless things, you realize we're all just going through this, and we'll get through this soon enough. I think you know, we've reached the kind of the worst point virtually, and now things are definitely beginning to ease a little bit with the vaccine. There's more hope in the air, and we're beginning to understand how to live with these in these new conditions. So, you know, just to take the positives out of this as well. At the moment we have more time to ourselves, so why not use that time to be still, to do some practice, to do some journaling, some writing, take up a new hobby, look at our values in life. Anyway, all this time gives us opportunities as well. But we're just going to start. One of the main things is to realize the mind will always be active and busy, but it's up to us to slow down the thoughts. We are in control. The mind is not in control of us. And I mentioned earlier, in the Chinese tradition, the mind is in the heart. So even if you just put your hands over the heart area and, you know, closed your eyes, did some deep breathing, it will definitely settle the mind. Up here is just mainly overthinking. The ego, which is here to protect us. The ego is, you know, fight or flight. The ego is always kind of active, but we can also just observe it, smile at it, know that the heart is the organ of truth. The mind is not the organ of truth. So this is, you can study this or read about it. The heart never lies, but the mind plays games, the monkey mind. So we're going to just settle the energy in a couple of minutes. So let's just start a little bit, just being more aware of the physical body. It's a bit limited how much we can do sitting down, but this isn't a kind of standing Qigong session. If you want more on Qigong, there's a membership group now. We have weekly live classes, and there's videos on YouTube. You can look up Flowing Health and follow those. But I'd love you to join us live on Mondays. Today, this morning it was. So on Mondays, 11 a.m, live half-an-hour session. It's recorded, sent to you. Membership group. Have a look at the website below. So just a little bit of bringing the attention to the body. Always good to just remind ourselves about the body. Sense the feet. Step into the earth. Just sense the feet connecting to the earth. Sense the physical body. And then energetically, let's just move the energy down towards the earth. So front of the head to the back of the head, the heavy element belonging to the earth. We call it the yin, which is the heavy, is down to earth. That's always where it belongs naturally. We're not doing anything unnatural. Actually, in Qigong, we're just naturally flowing as the energy should be or is in the natural state. If you look at young children, they never run out of energy, do they? Never run out of voice. You know, they're just so kind of connected and not needing, you know, the energy from food or from anything. They just have it in abundance. But as adults, we tend to kind of hold the body a bit stuck, a bit close. So just moving the energy is always helpful to settle it like this. And in a minute, we'll do some breathing techniques to settle the mind and bring the attention to the center of the body. Okay. And then we'll have a little reading after that. So, just to show you, the main energy center is just below the belly button here. So you can put the hands over this area. And ladies, generally the right hand on the inside. Men, the left hand on the inside. So ladies, right hand, men, left hand on the inside. Then just close the fingers and rest the hands here. Sitting, just sense the breathing to this area, feet flat on the ground. Move the tailbone a little bit, as if your tailbone's searching for the earth. What happens? The head slightly floats up towards the heaven. So the spine extending. If the spine is extended, then energy is flowing well. Sometimes the spine a bit collapsed, the chest a bit collapsed, then this affects also our emotions, makes us feel unprotected sometimes. So just feel the spine searching for the heaven and searching for the earth. Spine extending, feel slightly taller. Down here, where your hands are, sense the breathing coming to this area. If you're having trouble sensing the breathing, you can gently press down, you empty this area. So you press down here, empty. Breathe in, filling up. Press down, empty. So you're activating the breath here. Breathing in, it expands. And this area has a great capacity to store energy, to transform illness into health. Often we talk about internal alchemy, which is transforming illness into health. Alchemy is transforming lead into gold, or a worthless metal into something worth a lot. Illness or health cannot exist without illness. So we're just transforming and balancing in the body. But for now, just sense the warmth here building up. Sense the movement of this area. Breathing in through the nose, just in and out through the nose, actually makes the breathing deeper. But the breathing starting from the lower abdomen, where the hands are. Close the eyes gently. Just go deeper within the body. When we go deeper within the body, the mind has to rest. Put the mind on the dantian, just the lower abdomen area where the hands are. Sense the movement, the warmth building up. Smile on the face. When you smile, every cell in the body is smiling. Imagine every cell activated. It's like waking up the cells, waking up the immune system. When we are anxious or worried, we tend to breathe shallow or hold the breath. Here we're regulating the breath, allowing the body to breathe, allowing the emotions to settle, allowing the mind and the thoughts just to come and go like clouds. Feet quite solid into the earth. Even when we're sitting like this, the feet exchanging energy with the earth, as if the feet are rooted, absorbing from the earth. The head slightly up towards the heaven, tailbone down towards the earth, breathing deeply. Every cell is smiling. So it takes some time to, if you like, slow the mind down, settle it down, but the breath always wins. The breath, putting the attention on the breath is magical, and we can do that at any time. We're doing it in more meditative at the moment, but you can do this in the middle of the day. You just think of this area moving. Immediately will settle your worries. Sense the warmth building up, the dantian, gathering energy to this area. The light, the qi, gathering where the hands are. Feels very warm. Sometimes in the Chinese medicine books there's a big cooking pot here, like a fire, burning away the smoke. Illness can be the smoke, transmuting, transforming. So we could go on for quite a long time. This is quite good before going to sleep, can help you really switch off. When you start the day, gathering yourself back to your center before starting the day, before looking at your phone or looking at your computer, just gather your energy to your center. Gently press down 2-3 times. Gradually the hands come off. Hands come off, you can move the fingers, become clearer. When we move the fingers, helps the mind also become clearer. So quite good to always keep the fingers, hands flexible. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I will reply to all of them. I can't see them right now, but I will have a look later and reply. So Qigong is a very powerful practice to help the physical body strengthen, help the immune system strengthen, reorganize the energy system, settle the mind, so it works on body, mind and spirit. That's why sometimes we feel very much at peace after practicing. So for now, I'm going to read this chapter of the Tao Te Ching, but I think you can either keep your hands down here or sense the breathing down here. So just stay in a deeper state than normal. Normally when we listen to with filters, or we listen to disagree, or we listen to think we know more or better. So just listen with an open mind and let it wash over you. After all, this is 2,500-year-old wisdom and ideas. And in it he talks about the king, so it could be the queen, so we don't worry about the terminology. It's more about they talk about something that existed before everything else. So what is this something? Okay, qi is energy, but where does the energy come from? They often talk about the Tao. The Tao is what came before everything, and the minute you mention the Tao, it's not what it is. You know, that words can't conceive of this, but the main idea, I think, is very helpful that there's something beyond us, some energy that gave us life, that keeps us alive. And we came from there, we'll go there. And it's very comforting to know that we're always supported by this energy. But it's up to us to also stay connected and surrender to it and actually practice to allow it to heal us and self-healing, and we can use Qigong for all these things. So just keep breathing deeply down to your lower abdomen while I read this. And I have shown this book sometimes, the Tao Te Ching. This copy is about 40 years old. I've had it since way before I started Qigong, and I didn't know what it was, but I'd read it every night, and I would just sleep better. And I didn't really know what they were talking about, but since doing Qigong, I understand a lot more of it. But it's still beautifully mysterious. And this is one of my favorite chapters, 25. Chapter 25. And I just do the little Tibetan gong. Something mysteriously formed before heaven and earth, in the silence and the void, standing alone and unchanging, ever present and in motion. Perhaps it is the mother of 10,000 things. I do not know its name. Call it Tao, for lack of a better word. I call it great. Being great, it flows. It flows far away. Having gone far, it returns. Therefore, Tao is great, heaven is great, earth is great. The king is also great. These are the four great powers of the universe, and the king is one of them. Man follows the earth follows heaven, heaven follows the Tao, Tao follows what is natural. Being great, it flows far away. Having gone far, it returns. Beautiful principle of Qigong. So, when the energy reaches the extremity, when we go as far as we can, energy returns to the body. When you stand on the earth, you go as deep as you can to the center of the earth, energy returns to the body to give you this vibrant, healing energy. So this is what we do in Qigong. I know some of you are practitioners, and if you're watching, just send me a message and I will reply, and I really appreciate you watching, and particularly my friend who I'm doing this for, and others of course, but I hope that helped. Breathing, switch the mind off, realize you're not the mind, and just be the awareness and smile. And my motto of this year is flow with a smile in your heart. That's my new flowing health, if you like, special line for the year. Flow with a smile in your heart, always, no matter what's happening. Imagine a smile in your heart, see what happens. Take care, stay safe, stay well, everybody. Comments in, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Flowing Health, Alessandro. Just click the subscribe button, there's loads of great videos there, and take care and be safe. Bye everyone.